and welcome. Today I'm doing a tarot reading asking about what blessings are already in your life. I know it's like a really strange topic to choose, but I feel like I just notice in the online tarot community that there's a really big emphasis on manifesting and attracting and abundance, and I think that's really there's nothing wrong with that, but I think sometimes that mindset of always trying to achieve or pull in new energy can distract us from the beautiful energy that we already have in our lives. And I mean, part of the secret of abundance is being in tune with what you already have and celebrating what you already have. So I figured it would be nice to do a little check-in with all the beautiful blessings that are already present in your life. So I don't know, I just wanted to use these little lip smacker lip balms for this reading because they're not good lip balms, so I don't use them for anything at all really, except for this orange one. I never use these, so I just thought it'd be nice to do something with them. They have fun little names, and so yeah, that's how those are your groups. I'm gonna shuffle on camera, but I'm gonna put the group selection in the what do you call it? The fucking description. I'm gonna put the group selection in the description so you don't have to watch me shuffle. I just feel like when you pre-shuffle, people are very weirdly suspicious, so I don't have any credentials to recommend me, so I'll shuffle on camera, but you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. So group 1 is called Magical Vanill-usion, which I love, so sultry. Vanill-usion. Group 2 is Strawberry Sunset. Group 3 is Sun-Kissed Honeydew. Love that vibe. That's gorgeous. And group 4 is Apple-o-Riffic Prism. They fucking ran out of ideas and it shows. That's Prism, not prison, although that would be fucking hilarious as well. You cannot escape the Apple-o-Riffic goodness. You're in an Apple-o-Riffic prison. So those are the groups. I'm going to start shuffling cards for them. If you don't know which group you like, feel free to hang out. And if you already know which group you want, then go ahead and skip forward into the future. Let's see. Bro, what blessings are already in group 1's life? Okay, so we have some, that was a sneak peek. Okay, let's see. Oh, should I move this a little bit? Oof, boof. You want to be there too? Go ahead. What blessings are already in group 1's life? Any more? Okay. Okay. Those are for you. And I'm gonna grab, where is she? Where's my little box? Okay. One more little message. Please just, oh my god. No! I don't want that many messages. No thank you. I'm gonna keep those 3 that are all bunched. Okay, so that will be group 1. Groovy. Okay, group 2. I'm interested. The name Strawberry Sunset with group 2 makes me very curious. It's like endings and beginnings vibes with that name. What blessings are in group 2's life already? Who's already in the chat? Maybe something we just can't quite see. Okay. Just take one for you. What blessings are already in Group 2's life? That's way too many cards. We just saw the Queen of Wands. Okay. Oh my god, no. That's a million cards. Please, can we have like, just like maybe 4 cards? That would be so groovy. What a dream. That's one more card. Any more? Or is that good? Ah, I thought so. Okay, sneak peek, death. Yeah, with sunset, that just does make me think of the death card, but I wasn't gonna say it. Okay, let's see what else. I'm getting excited. What blessings are coming into Group 2's life? Ay, ay, ay. Ooh. We got flippies. Oh, I just said what blessings are coming into Group 2's life. Girl. Okay, well, that was an unconscious mistake. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to switch decks for the other 2 groups because I like to be unpredictable. Group 3, what blessings are already in their life? What's already here? No! Oh my gosh. Oh my worm. Can you be more succinct? 2 to 3 cards? There's something here. Okay. Okay. Whoa, whoa. What blessings are already in Group 3's life? Okay. We'll take those. That's enough. Are there any more on the floor? Okay. What blessings are already in? Anything else? Just one? Maybe? Don't do this. Like it matters. I mean, I think it might be overfull. It's very hard to get just one message these days. Last one. Do we have, let's make some room for the last group. Little Apple, Prism. Prism. What blessings are already here for Group 4? Cool. I'm not going to push it with that deck. I feel like Oracle decks, you don't need a ton of cards to come through. Oof. So we have the 4 of discs. There's definitely something right in your own backyard. Kind of Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz vibes. You may be dreaming about other places and things, but I feel like there's something right under your nose. Or something wants to come to you, possibly. That's too many cards. What blessings are already here? I really feel like there's a card that wants to come out, but I can't get to it. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Alright. See you in the reading. Hiya and welcome if you chose this Vanill-usion flavor. The illusion of vanilla. I guess that's fitting. It does not taste like vanilla. So for you, I think we saw some of your cards. Yeah. The first card that came out for you was Luminosity. Do you remember that one? again. And then we had sexual freedom and the sacred woman. It's interesting whenever the sacred woman comes out, because the person who made this deck is really into like counterparts. So pretty much all, like, luminosity is the counterpart to chivalry. But the Sacred Woman, I think, is the only card in that deck that isn't a counterpart. It's specifically based on a Native American story about a very powerful woman who basically doesn't accept behavior that is disrespectful or is just not worthy of who she is, isn't aligned with her value. So first of all, I'm saying that you may be a very independent, capable, strong person here. Yeah, this energy may have to do with love, very possibly. I feel with luminosity that there is like a loving energy in your life that's like almost like patiently waiting for you to notice it. It might not be a romantic thing. With sexual freedom, you may be unattached at this time. You may be in a very independent energy where you're waiting for someone to kind of step up and actually give you the respect you deserve. But in the meantime, it feels like there's someone here who's like, it's like a placid energy. It's like reminding me of a dog, not in a bad way, but you know how like dogs are so, you know, patient and just like, you know how a dog loves you. It's just very unconditional and it's just like very sweet, and it's like this companionship energy that I'm getting. So I feel like even if you are single or you feel like you're in a relationship where you haven't found the one, there is like this strong loving energy in your life, and you have like this this freedom to explore and create, whether or not this is in the context of a more sexual relationship or if this is just like your freedom to like experience things in the world and find out what energy works for you. It feels like there's someone with you along the way who's very supportive and loving towards you. Like I'm feeling like a close female friend. This could even be someone in your family, a mother, sister, or not necessarily a woman. This card is very feminine, so it's making me feel that way. I'm seeing a lot of like sacred, beautiful feminine energy, and some of it is more receptive and accepting, and some of it is more assertive and boundary oriented. But either way, it just feels like, yeah, you have the freedom to really explore and express yourself. It's a really nice energy. Okay, so we also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon. Oof. Yeah, so I feel like it is possible that you are sort of in this desiring energy, like you are wanting to bring new energy into your life, new experiences or a relationship into your world, something of that nature. But it kind of feels like there's a sense that like it's, in certain cases, it's better for you to be alone or for you to do things alone here. That the things that seem like they're more fun and exciting actually may be more illusory. And so I just feel like I'm seeing that you're a person with a lot of value, and there's kind of like nothing you need out there, out in the world. Like, you're free to explore, you're free to, like, these experiences, they give you this opportunity to discover different sides of yourself. Maybe through dating relationships, we kind of come in tune with more of our shadow elements as well. We discover, you know, different sides of our nature, and that's good. We need to discover our so-called darker side to integrate all the different parts of ourselves. With this cave over here on the card, I get a very chthonic energy. That experiences for you that were confusing, or you felt like you lost or something, that it was kind of like this was a learning experience for you to discover new parts of yourself. And I feel like there's this goodness here that was completely undiminished by any negative experiences or any experiences of feeling disempowered or not fully recognized for your true potential. I feel like There's a certain part of who you are that is completely undiminished, that is still completely lovable and beautiful. And with the wheel, this wheel really like brings this energy of separation. If you can see the person on the bottom, will this focus? Sometimes I gotta struggle. Could you focus, please? I don't know if it's gonna focus. But this person on the bottom is very much in this desiring energy, either wanting to be with the person on the top or wanting their turn to be on top. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like the wheel is turning with the wheel upright. We all have our moments where we fail to attract exactly what we want into the material world, but like that you have lots and lots of opportunities ahead of you. You're not like done, and that may be a Vanill-usion that you're carrying around in your heart, that somehow you could be diminished by your losses or even so-called failures. But really, with this cave here, I think it's just like it's an opportunity to explore the more hidden or less acceptable parts of who you are. And it's an opportunity to learn how and when we want to establish boundaries around ourselves. Okay, so you have the Lovers. You have the 10 of Coins reversed. Yeah, I definitely feel like with the Lovers in the wheel, you have options. You have a person close to you who really loves you as well. Just because Tweedledee and Tweedledum are brothers, I really feel that with this and Luminosity, that there's someone really close to you who, really understands you, is on the same wavelength as you. It's a vibe. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I mean, yeah, with the Knight of Wands, I feel like you've had experiences with people who were not consistent, or who were not fully developed, who may have been in a really active energy, and you had to like, I just feel like underneath the Sacred Woman there's this need to just set up boundaries and like understand, like, if this person doesn't come toward me with the correct energy, I'm gonna have to cut them the fuck down. I feel like you've experienced this energy, and I just feel like it's a blessing to have this learning experience, even if it's not fully, even if it wasn't fully fulfilling at the time, or it felt like you were deceived somewhat, or you felt like it made you feel out of control or compulsive, or it wasn't your perfect 10 of Coins. This was a learning experience, and I just feel like next time around you'll have learned new things, and that's not the most pleasant sort of blessing, but it is a blessing. With the Lovers, you learn the power of choice. You learn the power to say no, to say goodbye, to be like, actually, what I value is an energy that is more faithful, that is more giving and receptive, that is more balanced, ultimately, that is more patient, that doesn't rush. Yeah, it's like, it's a really slow moving energy with the wheel. It can feel like it takes a long time to get to our full 10 of Coins, and it doesn't feel like you're there yet. You're in this more exploratory phase. We need to explore before we're ready to build our own home and our own sort of like actual legacy oriented future. First, we need to go out into the world and just experience all the different options and really understand what is for us and what isn't for us, and that's what the wheel can help us do as well. To go from a place where we may have been more receptive and all-accepting, where we were concerned with being lovable or just more open to other people, and then realizing actually sometimes it's okay to say no. Sometimes it's okay to shut certain energies down. You've understood, you've learned. Yeah, and I feel like there is like an energy that might not be, I feel like there are energies that are physically a part of your life, but also there may be an energy that's around you that is, the more you sort of step into your own power and reach higher in terms of your own self-expression, there's this energy that is sort of around you and is sort of preparing you for your real, like, lovers, kind of, your more grounded, physical, 10 of coins, kind of happy ending. And this doesn't have to be about love. The sexual freedom one does really bias me, and this is like these are the true love oracle cards. But yeah, this isn't necessarily a love energy. This could be about like where you belong in the world, like what career kind of vocational calling you have, what you want your career to look like, how you want to be treated, how, you know, even what you want to be paid. It could be more about that, if that resonates more with you. Yeah, you could be sick of a gig economy with the Knight of Wands. You could actually want to have like something that feels really stable. This could be you being like, no, I'm not coming in today. There's that vibe as well. But it's just kind of like this maturation of like going out and exploring energies and just letting yourself explore and not being too impatient for when we actually get to our 10 of coins. This doesn't seem like this isn't a phase you're in yet. And that's okay. It's coming. That's why it's reversed. It's an idea that's a big part of your head. But it's not the most important thing. The most important thing has more to do with what you value, like what you place on a pedestal in your, you know, in your mind space. It has to be more about this energy of equal give and take, of honesty, of like mutual respect and understanding, less so than about like what that physically is going to entail, how it's going to happen, what it's going to look like. All of that follows the real, understood, well thought out values in a situation, the ideals, maybe even the morals for some of you. But yeah, definitely this sense of understanding yourself and your own needs before we end up in the right situation for ourselves. Because we can't just receive and accept everything that comes toward us. Certain situations we have to understand through experience that they're not for us. So yeah, let's just see what your little messages. Okay, so the littlest one is expect poison from the standing water. So yeah, this is just a message to let you know to not get too stagnant in your expectations for what your future has to be. You might have really really a strong sort of rigid idea of what your ideal future is, and because you don't feel like you're on track with that, or you don't have that yet, that could be a very frustrating energy. You're like just waiting on this wheel to turn. But it's kind of like understanding what you value, keeping that aligned in your mind, and not worrying so much about what it's exactly how it's going to come into your life, in what way. It might not look like what you think it's going to look like, but it's going to feel right. We just have to stay in this energy of allowing yourself to experience things, taking in that stimulus, because this is a Gemini card, and I just think Geminis are really kind of like good at taking in information from the environment and responding to it, and not getting too rigid or stuck in certain expectations. So yeah, this is a very responsive energy. There is a bit of movement, there is a bit of exploration, and that's a good thing. It might feel a little bit restless, or it might feel like you want to be more settled down, but we kind of need to like explore certain things and really fully understand them. This is finish what you started, human. This is a quote from Spirited Away. It's one of my favorite quotes. So yeah, you might be going through a period of doing shadow work with the moon being here. And yes, this message is very straightforward. Finish what you started, human. Don't be going back and forth like this Knight of Wands. Keep exploring, keep learning, keep understanding. If you're in the middle of processing something, don't look away, don't distract yourself. Don't be like waiting for when the wheel's gonna turn. Like, keep processing. If this is downtime, if this feels like a period of time where nothing is happening physically and it's more emotional, don't just wait passively. There's emotional work to be done here, and that is an important experience and opportunity to prepare you for future opportunities. And it's not just a stepping stone. Like, this work is important in and of itself. Okay, this is an Eckhart Tolle quote. We could say the totality, life, wants the sapling to become a tree, but the sapling doesn't see itself as separate from life and so wants nothing for itself. It is one with what life wants. So yeah, I feel like there's this, again, this isn't a stepping stone. This is an integral part of your process, a part of your growth. And the opportunity to grow is in itself a gift, as annoying as that sounds, but not everything gets to grow. Not everything gets to continue on its journey. Some things die. That's not you, and that's good. I'm not saying you should be happy just because you're alive. You're alive. But there is this sense that, like, instead of the tree doesn't project itself into the future. That's not how it grows. The tree is very much in harmony with its environment. The wheel, being in tune with the wheel, means accepting moments where the wheel doesn't appear to be turning at all, or isn't turning in any way that seems to affect you. But this is like, there's always periods of growth. Even in the winter, the tree is still a part of life. The tree is still doing things that it needs to do. There's never any true sort of, it's not about, it's kind of like, just because this water isn't moving on the surface doesn't mean that things aren't going on deep down. It's this deep down chthonic, underground energy. And accepting that you may be in more of an underground period of your life, moment in your life, but just allowing yourself to process, to continue doing your soul work, to process your feelings and reactions to things, to process past experiences, not going over them again and again, more just to like understand why you reacted to certain situations, why they affected you that way, and then to sort of learn what you can from that experience and move on. Like, it's a very much, I suppose on the surface you'd say it's a passive energy, but it's really about, like, right now you have this blessing just to be here and do this soul work. Like, it's good to be here, and that can be hard to, it's like, it's almost just like accepting that you're here. That's a gift you can give yourself, even if you're not exactly where you want to be. A wonderful gift you could give yourself is to accept that this is where you are. This is where you need to be. And this stage in your development, it might not be as exciting as other future stages, like with the lovers and the wheel, but this is an integral part of your process. And it's very beautiful if you just step back and accept that this is where I am, this is what life has given me in this moment. Accept it and try to enjoy it as much as possible. So I hope that was a nice reading. Bit of an odd one theme-wise, but yeah, I hope it was helpful in some way or resonated at least a little bit. Goodbye. Hiya, group 2, Strawberry Sunset. Pickers, lovers, whatever. For whatever reason, you picked this little pink chapstick. Here is your reading. So we did get a sneak preview that the death card is going to be part of your reading, which makes sense to me. Just, the word sunset makes me think of the death card. Okay, so you got dating as your only card from this deck. Yeah, I mean, so whatever this transformational energy is, it might very well be tied to romance. Or at the very least tied to new experiences, because this dating card is about taking the time to get to know someone, to understand if you guys have anything in common past this sort of initial attraction phase. So I don't know, you might be considering some kind of big transition or change, but you kind of need some time to like work it out, to like feel out the energy. Oops. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Five of Wands. So yeah, there could be some anxiety here. I just thought of Don't Fear the Reaper because I know this card is coming, so of course. But yeah, it feels like you are a person with a lot of attractive potential, and it's just hard for you to let go of something. There's something you've been of two minds about. It could very well be a person. That is very possible. But it feels like usually you're someone, or ideally you're someone who knows how to follow their instincts, who knows how to tap into their intuition. And it feels like it's just been a little hard to get there with the Five of Wands reversed. Like you're working on it, but there's something about this situation, this transformation or transition, that is making you feel less than powerful. Now with you, I did accidentally ask what new blessings are coming your way, which is not the theme of this reading, and I don't know why those words came out of my mouth, but since they did, for that, what came out was the King of Wands and the Nine of Coins. So I'm seeing clarity, definitely, with the King of Wands being here. This King of Wands is actually, I'm pretty sure this is the King of Hearts in this Alice in Wonderland themed deck. And so the King of Wands is kind of like a cooler head prevailing kind of vibe. He's not emotionally activated, even though he lives in a very chaotic court where his wife is constantly sentencing people to death. It's interesting that death message is coming up again, so it's kind of like whatever happens here, whatever this transition is, it may be making you feel less confident than you normally do, or maybe you're not a person who feels like you're very confident. For the Queen of Wands to come out, there's a lot of potential here, there's a lot of attraction with the dating card coming out, and it just feels like you're blocking your own attractive potential. But when we get through this death transition, it just feels like, I just feel like you will prevail. Like, you are going to come into this queenly energy. This is Alice being crowned the White Queen, which happens in the second book. I also just saw 333 on my camera, which is the number of the Empress. So I'm just feeling like incredible like power coming through. But there's just something here. There's something here that's calling to you and you're afraid to go after it. I'm seeing this man trying to court this woman, and I don't think that it's up to you whether or not you want to pursue an opportunity or allow another person, a romantic prospect, into your life. It is really up to you, because the Queen of Wands has her own flowers, and I think you can move forward in any way that you want to, but you are going through some kind of transition forward into something I mean, I don't know if it's better. I definitely know it's not worse. I feel like you'll feel better once you fully just like allow this to happen. If you stop fearing the Reaper. There is a sunset on this card. I didn't even notice that. I just think of sunset in the death card. But yeah, so I do think this transition is good for your growth. You are going to feel better once you do it. It's just kind of like, I don't know, I'm a nanny, so I see kids struggle with transitions every day. Like, one of the girls I take care of, when she gets dropped off to be with me, she'll cry really, really hard when her mom like leaves her, and then as soon as her mom is out of the house and in the car, she's like completely fine. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with you. Like, there's this big freak out, there's this big kerfluffle, and then you get to the other side and it's like you're chilling, you're cooling. It's fucking fine. it's good, in fact. So yeah, I just feel like your blessing right now is this transition that's happening. If there's feels like someone or something is persistently like courting you, coming towards you, like just fucking vibing with you. There's a reason for that. This is an opportunity for change, and it's yeah, well, they're not you might not, I'm not sure that this is necessarily about a person, because the Nine of Coins is like famously a single woman energy, and nothing about this really feels like it ends up with you necessarily in a couple with someone, but it does feel like this sort of, in sort of the way that like part of the initiation into adulthood is like discovering dating and romance and sex. This feels like an initiation into a new phase of your being. Because this is a coronation. This isn't just like independent single woman energy. This is like an initiation to the next level, a next step kind of energy. And it's just with the King of Swords being here, you're very qualified. Whatever, this definitely could be a career thing, or this could just be about moving to a new place. It could be leaving behind an old relationship. This could be more of a breakup than a get-together kind of thing. But whatever it is, it feels very abundant. And it feels like it's all about you. You're very capable. You're more than capable, I feel like. Yeah, and this is pulling to you. It's pulling to you. That's why there's so much turmoil here. I really have Don't Fear the Reaper stuck in my head. Oh my fucking god, that cowbell. But yeah, it just feels like this, like, it's distracting. It's really like, yeah. It's a strong energy. And you are attracting it whether you want to or not. Whether you fight it or accept it. Some kind of transition is trying to happen here, some kind of new level. Initiation. Nines often deal with initiation as well. And I feel like you're making this into more of a challenge than it has to be. I don't say that in a blaming way, but I just feel like once you get to the other side of this, it is just that energy of like, oh, that wasn't so hard. Yeah, and I just think this is for you. This transition is for you. It's good. I'm just saying all this flower imagery. This flower's here, and she's holding a flower, and there's a flower on this flag. It's like a blooming. Like, it may feel like a loss, but it's like something new blooming forth. Yeah. So let's look at your little messages. Confusing yourself is a way to stay honest. Okay, that's interesting. So what I'm saying here is that we kind of get into patterns of ways of doing things, ways of seeing ourselves. We get locked in certain expectations we may have of how things are going to be, what our trajectory is, and the situation is causing a lot of turmoil. I think it's bringing you into this energy of soul searching, of trying to understand, because you feel so so pulled in many different directions, and it's like you want to have this clarity of purpose. You want to know exactly where you're going or what you're attracting, and get to this successful, cool-headed, calm energy. But yeah, it's like you have to get lost to get found. That's so corny sounding. That's yeah, that sounds pretty lame to just say that, but yeah, it's like, I feel like you want to skip ahead to this King of Flamingos energy where we just understand everything, we see it all. We have this like bird's eye view, but yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We need to some old, like, confusing, some dead matter is being cut away with this. And the more you can, like, really hone in on your instincts, the more you can, I don't feel like you need to be in this King of Swords energy at this time. I feel like it'll all make sense in retrospect, but right now with this black cat here, I just feel like you need to hone in on your instincts, because there's a lot of voices. Either voices in your head or, like, people's opinions, but there's a lot of things just, like, pulling you all over the place. And if we can follow our instincts and just kind of this, like, this cat is just making me think of a hunter, like, just, like, hunt out that experience, whatever feels the most real, whatever's really pulling at you, this challenge, whatever feels the most challenging, maybe, whatever feels the most intimidating. It's kind of like we need to move toward that, and if you need to do that covertly at first, then that's fine, but there's this sense that, like, you are being called to take a step into the unknown, to kind of this next level. Yeah, doesn't Don't Fear the Reaper mention Romeo and Juliet, actually, with this iconic balcony kind of feeling? There's like a switcheroo energy. There's something unexpected here. Yeah, there's like, I'm just thinking how Romeo and Juliet had all these reasons not to be together. A million reasons why they shouldn't. Well, a million. One reason not to be together. Their families hated each other. But then as soon as they met, there was like this, oh shit. Oh no, I really like this person. Like I really vibe with this. This is the right place for me. So don't ignore your gut. You don't have to know all the answers yet. Just don't ignore your gut. And I feel like the more you move, the more you allow yourself to move forward into new territory, the more this energy will fade. Okay. Oh boy, this is William Blake. I will not reason and compare. My business is to create. I do not know how loud those helicopters are for you, or airplanes, but they're very loud for me. I'll do one more reading. I will not reason and compare. My business is to create. So yeah, I feel like you're trying to be in this King of Swords energy where, yeah, you can just like lay down the facts, be logical, like just boom, 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 bullet points. I feel like, but you're still the Queen of Wands right now. You need to be in a more creative, exploratory energy. There is no point in like, the death energy is like a deep, dark, subconscious pull energy. It's the sun going down. We're entering this like scary, dark twilight realm. There's nothing you can do. All these people are begging, supplicating. The Emperor is over here dead. Like, there's nothing you can do. I'm just seeing this little boat here that's like just being pulled by the current. You can try and row your boat opposite the other way from the current, but the current is going to pull you where you need to go. And so there's no point in like coming up with reasons or excuses to stay in your comfort zone, to stay up on your balcony. Life can woo you, life can seduce you, life can attract you toward this like new transition, this new energy, or life can like send an earthquake and wreck your shit like that. And I don't mean that in a really, this isn't bad, so I'm sorry if that type of language is concerning. This ends with the 9 of coins. This is very good, but you can't understand this. You got I will not reason and compare, and you also got confusing yourself as a way to stay honest. So your mind is like creating this 5 of Wands energy. Your energy should be more focused, more instinctual, like this cat. And you will have a time to be in your King of Swords energy. Like, do not worry. It'll all make sense. You can sit back. You can be more passive and intellectual and logical. But right now, you're being called to, like, the more you ignore your gut instincts, your more, like, intuitive pulls toward things, the more you're gonna, like, fuck your energy up. And just, I'm seeing, like, the Gordian knot. You know that story of, like, there was this one city that was, like... there was like, no person shall ever conquer this city unless they can untie the Gordian knot, which was this huge mega bundle of knots. So Alexander the Great came through and he was like, well, I'm definitely going to conquer this city, but he couldn't undo the Gordian knot. So then he just took his sword out and he just sliced it. He chopped it. And I feel like that's what this energy is calling you to do. Like, instead of trying to unbundle this big blah, 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 oh, maybe this, and oh, here's some this and this and that. It's like, no. You need to cut through the bullshit. Your mind is not going to solve this problem. This is not called for at this time. Last card. Ooh, this is death card energy, for sure. Jesus, son of Mary, said, "This world is a bridge. Pass over it, but build no house upon it." So that's what I was saying with, no matter how stable this structure might seem, transitions have to happen. And this is like, as much as we love certain energies, certain situations, or we just become attached to things that are comfortable, everything ends. Everything ends one way or another, sooner or later. And there is something greater coming with this 9 of coins. There will be certain things that I feel like you might have to leave behind for this new transition. But I do think that, like, first of all, it's natural and healthy to allow yourself to go through these transitions and changes, even if they're daunting or sad or just confusing. But also, this is really for your own development, for your own sort of leveling up. This is a good energy. This is not a bad vibe at all. This is, if you believe in like spirit guides or your higher self, this feels very orchestrated for you to grow and develop and come into your power even more, whatever that means for you personally. And yeah, there's just a sense that you don't need any more information than what you have. I think it'll all make sense in hindsight. But right now, this is not about understanding this energy intellectually. It's not about intellectualizing or rationalizing at all. This is a creative energy, an intuitive energy, and a transformative energy. And it's very cool. I love it. So that is the reading that I have for you. I hope that it was, you know, helpful and resonant. And enjoy the rest of your life. Goodbye. Hiya and welcome. If you picked this Sun-Kissed Honeydew, my personal favorite. So, oh yeah, I remember seeing this. First card was Mirrored Souls. So that's big energy right out the gate. So, whatever you have right now in the current moment of your life, I don't know if you physically have someone with you, but there is this feeling that there is like definitely a soulmate energy in your energy field. If you're the type of person who watches lots of tarot videos, that you probably are if you're here, there's this sense that like if it's not a physical presence, it could be that you're always sort of marinating in this. You're always kind of like taking it, you're always watching videos about soulmates and about love, and so you're kind of like always in this vibration of believing that there is this beautiful energy out there that's mirroring your own, that's going to be ready for you someday. So the other cards we have are the Nine of Wands, the Tarot of the Crone, the Ten of Coins, the Beast of Coins, and Sacrifice. So yeah, I wouldn't, you may have something in your physical, but there's this possibility that this is more of an energetic thing. This is almost covert, is that the word I mean? There's just something about this that isn't quite physical. With the Nine of Wands in this deck, it corresponds to power. 9 is a number of initiation, so this is a strong energetic connection that's here. Their third eyes and their hearts are very much aligned and in sync with each other. But with the Ten of Discs being here, it feels like there is not so much in the physical world right now. And you may be very focused on that with the Beast of Discs in the reverse. You may be more focused on keeping your energy up, keeping your energy aligned, powerful, potent kind of vibes. But it feels like there is a warning here to keep in mind that you are still existing on this physical level, and you may be undernourishing yourself or underappreciating what's here in the physical, undervaluing it. With Sacrifice, this is a really interesting card because obviously we have this is the Hanged Man, so we have this sadness, almost desolation, but when it's in the reverse, you can see in the water, things aren't exactly as they seem. There is this energy that there is beauty in your current situation that you aren't necessarily fully aware of. Things are not as, yeah, you need to kind of, with this mirror energy, there's kind of like this need to look at where you are instead of looking to this other energy. I do think it's out there. It's definitely very, very strongly a part. It's so strongly a part of your mental and emotional world that I think you feel this resonance on a physical level. But there's this need to not just look toward this mirroring energy that's out there somewhere that you're resonating with, but to also kind of look in your own mirror and actually look at yourself and be with yourself. Yeah, nourish yourself, nourish your physical body, make sure that you're feeding yourself, that you're really invested in your own health and well-being. Because I know sometimes people talk about in these energetic connections, sometimes when you are in, like, especially people who identify as being in a twin flame connection, there's this sense that sometimes the other person may be very low, and so you want to share your energy with them. And I just feel like there is this warning to not allow yourself to be depleted. So then we also have the Two of Coins. Yeah, I'm seeing like one of the coins is the sun and the other one, I think that's the glyph of Venus on it. So there's a really receptive energy. You definitely may identify as being in some kind of soulmate separation type of connection. And it does feel like you may feed a lot of energy into the other person. We also have the Five of Wands. So yeah, this is there's this interesting interplay between the physical and the metaphysical. It feels like energetically you're keeping your energy very aligned. With the Five of Wands, it can be a struggle. It can be very difficult. This five is a very balanced five. It's a very successful five. I was taught that the Five of Wands corresponds to power and pleasure exercising it. So there is a lot of strength here. There's a lot of personal power. And I do feel like you are the type of person who likes to share your energy with others. You like to nurture and nourish others. But I feel like you're not fully integrating into your own environment or nurturing or nourishing yourself. Or you may feel like there isn't a lot in your physical environment. You may be very, because you're so, or not because, but you're very in tune with what you don't have, is what I'm seeing. You may feel very weary and very depleted, and like not a lot has come toward you in terms of abundance in the physical, but this energetic connection, it could be you who's more receiving support energetically from a loved one. But either way, it feels like what's happening in your energy field is more important and valuable than what's happening in your physical reality. Yeah, it feels like there's a bit of an up and down quality to this. There's some hardships here for sure. This is a Saturn energy. It can be a little bit restrictive. It's hard to like turn these two coins into three. It can be hard. It's a slow energy. There is this sense of duality with the two and this like slow sharing of energy. Twos naturally beget threes, but because this is the Two of Coins, I feel like it is slower energy. It's with Saturn, it takes more time to get some physical abundance out of this. So I feel like you've been feeding on and you've been nourished by something, an idea, or an energetic connection. And you're ready for it to culminate with the number 21, but again, the World card is a Saturn card, so there is this sense of physical restriction or limitation. And I do think we need to change our perspective on that a little bit, with sacrifice being here in the reverse. I don't think things are as bad as they seem, but whatever you want is like so big and so abundant, or just so, you just want this type of culmination, and it's frustrating to be stuck at the Two of Coins, to not be there yet. To feel like, yeah, because with the Ten of Coins, and I'm just getting like, you're waiting for this new start, this new abundance. You're really working hard to keep your energy balanced. I just thought of the Wombles theme song. That's weird. That's not what I expected. I don't know if you even know the Wombles. I shouldn't even know the Wombles because I'm American, but like the Wombles are these little creatures. You should look up the Wombles theme song if you don't know them. But they like sneak around and they steal litter, they steal trash, and they use it. That's what the theme song is about. Overground, underground, wobbling free. It's it's kind of like they're just always like sneaking around, stealing rubbish, stealing old tins. I swear to God, that's what the song is about. So there's this feeling that like we need to recycle or reuse what we have. We might not have the full, like this beast of discs wants to like roam free and graze and like just have all these different delicious foods and things and places to explore and this wild freedom to just like fully enjoy the physical, rich, earthy experience of being a part of this world that feels very blocked and restricted. So we're needing to like look around us in this more maybe desolate wasteland type of place and find what's there and reuse it and repurpose, reuse, recycle, find something that doesn't appear to have value and reuse it or repurpose it in some way that's going to actually add value to your life. Because I just feel like you can't live off of this energy alone. You need to like be putting energy into cultivating what you have in the physical. Preparing ground, planting seeds, tending them, not just like staying in this this energy field. This energy field may feel like the only nurturing thing you have in your life, but I just feel like, oh, those little wombles just creeping around in secret. Like there's secret little things, oh my God, I don't know how to fucking explain this, but yeah, there's just like small little things that are there for you that could enrich your life or bring something to it, and we're just not seeing it. Thinking of Alice in Wonderland when she cries all those tears and creates a huge pool of water, and then like later when she almost drowns in it, she's like, oh dear, I wish I hadn't cried so much. I just saw 11:11 on my camera, so yeah, I just feel like it's about being happy where you are and like creating a home and a loving, nurturing environment where you are. That's such an interesting Wands card because so many of the Wands cards are about conflict and movement and big kerfluffles, and then the Four of Wands is such a lovely, stable, beautiful energy. Why did I just saw 11:11, thought of the Four of Wands, that's what happened. And so I'm just seeing that like you need to use some of your beautiful creative energy, which is very, very much present, and not just sort of project it out into the world or your relationships, but also put it into building up your own environment, and maybe in small ways. You might not have a ton of spare cash, so it's not like you can redecorate your apartment, or you can't necessarily go ham on the food and go crazy when it comes to like eating out all the time or doing what makes us happy. Like we may feel very restricted, but we have to find those little moments and opportunities where they are, because these are little blessings that are trying to sneak in. Utterly devious. That's part of the Wombles lyrics. They're trying to sneak into your life. They're trying to get in there. And it's small, but the Two of Coins, it may be smaller than what you notice. It may not be what you want. You want this big energy. But that's not where we're at right now, unfortunately. I think you do have a lot of personal power with the 9 and 5 of Wands being here, but we need to sort of spend it on ourselves. Try to bring that into our incarnated physical world. And yeah, it's kind of, this is a bit of a humble energy. It's not where we necessarily want to be. There's nothing wrong with it. But it does feel like it's not as grand as what we want. There's something disappointing about the physical world as compared to our mind space or our energetic connections, whatever, maybe the things we dream about. But yeah, it's just about utilizing our personal power in a different way, co-creating with the divine instead of, co-creating, taking little steps, tending to our garden. It's a very humble energy. we may want more. We may be more impressive. Like if you are a very spiritual person, you may be someone with a strong spiritual energy, and it's frustrating to like feel this big energy in you, but then your physical world feels so restricted and so much smaller than like what you have inside of you, and that is a very frustrating thing, I feel like. But it is kind of like there's a perspective shift here with this card, this hanged man sacrifice card. You need to sacrifice some old thought patterns or some old expectations and repurpose them. This is interesting. So you got the lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination, all compact. So this is just saying that, yeah, there's this need to bring like whimsy in, almost. With this 10 of discs, it feels like you are feeling very depleted, but I think you are an imaginative, passionate, just like beautiful person. And there's this need to, yeah, like reimagine the way that you live, reimagine your living space, or what you do in your downtime, how you relate to your physical world, what brings you pleasure. Like, can you know, reinvigorate this energy? Can you get into like a creative hobby again, maybe? Or yeah, can you do little things to sort of, I'm just saying, I need to maybe clean or brighten up your living space. Your living space might feel kind of stagnant. If you're in like the northern hemisphere, things are starting to get a bit warmer. Could be go out in nature a little bit more. Yeah, picnic, unless you don't like that idea. I know in some places it's still like really cold, so like, you know, whatever. But yeah, if it is, the weather's nice, go on a walk to the park or hike or something, like, but there is this need to bring in a sense of like whimsy, silliness, a bit of silliness perhaps, or just like creativity. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet. We need to like freshen up our mindset, because you do feel like a very creative person, but that creativity isn't a part of the way you approach life. It seems like with life you seem like you may be stuck in a rut a little bit. The energy feels stagnant. The energy, it's like we're locked in these there's just this feeling of restriction and limitation more so than anything else, and just disappointment. So there is a need to like, yeah, kind of raise our vibrations a little bit. And if you have loved ones that are actually in your life physically, it might be good to like, if you can, in an open air setting maybe, or if they're in your COVID bubble, spend time with people physically. Do things that are physical. Ground your creative, playful energy with what you're doing physically. Don't just like go escape into your mind and like, or just like zone out and watch TV. Do something physical that's both involving your like playful, imaginative energy with your body moving and shit. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Ugh, I just heard When You Wish Upon a Star, that song too. Weird, I'm getting like kids songs vibes. Kids songs, when you wish, that. So yeah, you may be in a really pessimistic headspace. If there's someone who always brings your energy up and who makes you feel more hopeful, I definitely think reach out to that person. Or do something that you really loved when you were a kid. If there's, yeah, like something you really loved when you were a kid, and there's a way for you to feasibly like revisit that, and not just like watch Disney movies or whatever, like not that that's bad or you shouldn't do that, but like do like, if there's like literally like a sport you like to play when you were a kid, or a hobby, a creative craft hobby, even if it's like something silly, it might be fun to try and revisit that energy. Cause I don't know, I'm just getting kid songs in my head. It's weird. It's very weird. But yeah, that is the reading that I have for you. It went a little on its own, off topic actually. Your group was different than the other ones. But yeah, that is the energy that I see for you. Sun-Kissed Honeydew Group 3. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hiya and welcome, group 4, if you chose this Apple-o-Riffic Prism. So let's move that, save that for last. So the first card you have is Compassion. I can't even remember if I saw this card when it came out. I feel like I shuffled your cards out a million years ago. I love that she looks like she's wearing the Apple-o-Riffic Prism lip balm with her cute little green lipstick. I feel like, well, first of all, the obvious message is, like, in terms of blessings you have in your life right now, it feels like there are people close to you who really love you. You have people you can talk to, people who understand you, who appreciate you and value you. And, you know, very possibly this could be you toward yourself. I'm saying that it just seems like it's very safe for you to express yourself because this person's throat chakra is all healthy and lit up and just looking beautiful. Yeah, you look very protected and very guided. Or the person on this card does, I mean. Yeah, you may be receiving guidance right now. That's possible if that resonates with you. But as far as blessings in your life, it just feels like there are people very close to you who love you. You don't have to look far. Yeah, I'm thinking again. I thought this was like another group, like group 1 maybe or something. But yeah, I'm just thinking of in The Wizard of Oz when like Dorothy's like, oh, I don't need to look any farther than my own backyard. So that just popped into my head. But there is, yeah, more than anything, this feels like you're free to really express yourself. You're free. There are people who appreciate and enjoy your point of view, your expression, who you are. You may be like you could be a very funny person. I don't know why that's what I thought of. Yeah, or you could be a person with a lot of like interesting insights into situations. But I feel like you're someone who really makes people smile. People really enjoy you. I don't know. Okay, so I remember the 4 of discs coming out, but you have the 4, the 5, and then the goddamn 6. You have a sequence. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. Yeah, so, alright, so yeah, definitely. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. I think earlier when I saw the 4 discs pop out. Yeah, okay, no. Oh, I love how this is also green. Oh, girl. Okay, so yeah, you could have like a very beautiful, loving, wonderful heart. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Maybe you're someone who like expresses themselves in a really beautiful, loving way and people love and appreciate that about you. But yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking of earlier with that Dorothy energy. I can't even remember. It's been like years since I started reading. It's been like an hour and a half, but I just don't remember. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, so I feel like in terms of what's going on in your situation right now at the moment, it may not be the most glamorous or exciting energy. It's all kind of happening at home. It's all happening, you know, down home, or it could just be happening honestly in your own mind space, your own heart space. This 4 of discs on the wall, if you can see, that is the High Priestess. This is the High Priestess card in this deck as a poster on the wall in this room. So this isn't like, this transformation might not even really be taking place in the sense of like, oh, just in your normal environment. This could be even more like it's taking place in your heart space, that there's some kind of, you're doing some kind of work. This could be, you know, to do with your home, like you're renovating or you're just like cleaning house, doing some spring cleaning, or it could be that like this is your heart space, like you are doing some work, discovering who you are, who you want to be, where you want to go. I'm saying this process is calling for you to have a lot of compassion for yourself, but yeah, and just like if you are in a place in life where you're not quite, you don't feel like you've reached your full potential yet, to have compassion for yourself in your own process. It may take time, but it looks like you're doing really hard work right now, and I feel like people in your life, or maybe even your spirit guides, are really proud of all the work you're doing. I feel like you're you're kind of differentiating yourself from something that came before. Yeah, you're growing in some way. The Six of Discs is kind of about, on a physical level, it's about the discovery of style. It's this sense that, like, we're all given, we're given a certain energy to work with. We're given a body, we're given a life, an incarnation to work with, and we all are called to, we're all basically the same. We're all human beings, but we're called to, like, go in different directions and express ourselves in different ways. So it feels like you're kind of in a more yin energy in your own space, and you're kind of exploring and discovering exactly who you want to be, how you want to live your life, where you want to go with things. What resonates for you. And this is like, it's kind of like, when people say, like, just be yourself, and sometimes the gut response to that kind of statement is like, well, what the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean, just be myself? Like, that's so easy. And I feel like you are doing the work to understand, well, what self do I want to be? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What is that process? Taking stock of, like, what you have, what you inherited, what you were taught, and what you sort of innately have. Just looking at that, almost like looking at the facts of that, and then just, like, really sifting through, like, well, what do I think is not serving me? What direction do I want to take my life? What kind of person do I want to be? How do I heal old wounds? How do I clear my heart space and kind of bring that loving energy out into the world in terms of how I express myself and how I interact with others? So yeah, I feel like this is, like, not a glamorous energy. It's not, like, big, like, it's not like the Death card. It's not like the Tower. It's not this disruptive change being forced on you from the outside. It feels like this internal sense of, like, wanting to grow, wanting to do the work. It's fucking gorgeous. And it's the difference between a prison and a prism. When I was, like, an edgy youth back in, like, 2014, I was, like, one of those people who would call my body my flesh prison. And then, like, as I got older, I was like, hey, maybe that's not, like, the best way for me to brand this physical form that I inhabit. Maybe that's, like, negatively affecting my mindset ultimately. And so the way I transitioned out of that is I started saying flesh prism. Because I felt that it was just, like, such an ingrained habit to think of my body as, like, something that restricted me or just, like, forced me to stay alive when I didn't want to be. And instead I sort of, like, just slightly shifted that thinking to think of it as a prism. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. Like, we're doing work with what we already have to kind of, like, just shift things to be a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more healthy, to find an energy that feels authentic but also feels it's like this balance between, like, what is authentically yours, what is your authentic style, but also, like, what is the best version of that? What direction do I want to go with? This is just amazing. You got a 4, 5, 6 sequence. So we go through this, like, really balanced, but ultimately kind of safe, a little bit of a hiding out kind of energy. Like, it's not a lot of growth is going to come from it, but it'll always be stable. And then we're kind of pushing forward, and it's more of a challenge. It's not as pleasant. And then we get to another more balanced energy where we're sort of like, we've expanded a little bit. We've reached a new level. And it's a very slow energy because it's just 4, 5, 6. So we're not even getting in crazy into the metaphysical side of things with these numbers. But also it's an earth energy because these are the discs, the coins. So it's very much something that is slow moving, but you are seeing tangible results for it. And I feel like people can feel your energy, your vibration rising. And it's nothing, again, I keep saying it's not glamorous. Like, it sounds like I'm fucking reading you. It's pretty ugly. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not, it's not something that's like, blah, like in your face. Blah. What's my problem? It's subtle. It's subtle. It's very beautiful. It's kind of like, it's in the details. It's like when you find a dress and it's made out of a beautiful fabric, and you can tell that it's like well made, the stitching is good, it's not gonna fall apart, versus more of like a fast fashion dress that could fall apart like within 1 year, and it's like cheap fabric and it's made by child slaves, and it's like those dresses may look the same at first glance, but when you get closer to one, you just feel the richness of it, the detail, the level of like love and care that went into the creation of it. And so I feel like there's this subtle shift. And if you do feel frustrated, like you feel like you're moving in your life at a really slow pace, like you're not seeing external gains, I just feel like more than anything, you need to be compassionate with yourself and understand that you are a living organism. You cannot control how quickly or slowly you grow or you move. You have certain limitations. I myself am a snail, so I move disgustingly slow. So I appreciate slow-moving energies, and you may be more of a more slow-moving energy, or just going through a more slow-moving yin phase. And it's important to feel compassionate for yourself, and maybe reach out to connections, people close to you who see how hard you've been working and who'll notice these subtle changes. There's no rush. There's no fucking rush. That's the main message. It's coming through really strong. Big, fast changes are usually more superficial, not always. But, you know, that kind of magician energy of like, oh, I lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks. That is usually not real change. And this feels like real, grounded progress and development. So, yeah, you have every right to move as slowly as you need to move. Yeah, this is a fucking beautiful energy, to be honest. Oh my god. Oh my god, you got the 3 of coins. I didn't even notice that when I looked at them. I just noticed that Judgment was here. Oh my god, so you have 3, 4, 5 actually. They're like it's not like a perfect sequence, because like I know that this one came out separately and then these two followed. But yeah, they're like you have 3, 4, 5. That's cute. Okay. Let's just do it that way. 3, that's so cute. Okay, and then yeah, Judgment. So yeah, I do feel like if you do feel like you have angels or spirit guides, they're like so here and they're so fucking cheering you on. Oh my god. Yeah, I do feel like they're really really proud of you. Oh dude, this is cute. Yeah, it just feels like someone in your life, whether this is more of an angel or your higher self or just someone like your mom or your friend, someone's like really proud of you and someone's like really, really cheering you on. Like normally this is like a call to awaken or something, but I'm just saying this angel is like blowing this horn, like when the saints go marching in, like rah, 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 just like a fun little song, like celebrating you. Yeah, with this 3 of coins has a fucking snail on it. This is probably my group. That's the nail messages I always resonate with. Oh no. But cute. I love this 3 of coins because it is. You can see it's a mostly underground energy, but this energy up here, it's like this prosperity begets more prosperity, and with the snail shell, there's this spiral up, spiral down. It takes time. The 2, 3, and 4 of coins are all corresponded to Saturn, so they're all more slow, they're more slow energies. But yeah, it just feels so harmonious. Like it's part of like a divine plan or divine timing. Like if you resonate with that, not everybody does. I'm not like one of those everything happens for a reason hoes. You know, I'm not gonna like push that on you. But there is this feeling of like, at the very least, we can understand that maybe you don't identify with divine timing, but you identify with earth timing. You are on earth timing. You are growing at your own pace. Everything just feels connected. There's no rush. Like that just keeps coming into my head over and over again. There's no rush. It's a beautiful, beautiful growth process. There's a lot of abundance here. Yeah, this is like probably my favorite energy. I'm so surprised because I don't like this lip smacker. I do like it's such a stupid name. But this is an Apple-o-Riffic reading. I was wrong. Yeah, there's a need to like not be too impatient, I feel like is one of the main messages. Um yeah, everything will align as it is meant to, everything, and it's kind of like you're just down here just moving through your life, just putting in the work, discovering things, applying those discoveries, like just it's a very like gradual sequential energy. It's very beautiful. And there is you want to stay in tune with this compassion for yourself whenever you feel frustrated, um, to not get into this, this energy of wanting to rush or move things along. This requires work, and it requires rest too. It requires rest and reflection. It's not we're such a like instant fix like culture. We're such a like I can order anything I want on Amazon and I'll get it on Prime and it'll arrive in 2 days. Um, but yeah, I do think you may feel challenged by frustrations like that, those kinds of feelings. So it's important to stay aligned with like any guides you feel that you have, any spiritual wisdom you feel aligned with, just like your higher nature, your higher calling. And it's like a fallacy to say your higher self, because really you are yourself. All of your selves are yourself. But sort of like this, stay aligned with your inner awareness, your state of presence. This is a very grounded energy. Stay present in the work that you're doing now in the physical. It is working. It is paying off. And this is a very like wise energy. A very wise spiritual energy. So yeah. Yeah, make sure you make space to listen. Listen for that call toward what really serves your soul growth. Okay, this is Rilke. I've just tried to read this quotation twice, and both times I like couldn't do it. So this is interesting. I'm suddenly getting blocked. My throat chakra is getting fucky. Okay, let me try really hard. It is necessary, and toward this our development will move gradually, that nothing strange should befall us, but only that which has long belonged to us. Okay, so this is Rilke, like I said before, and he's talking about that sort of like when you go through these periods of feeling really sad and you don't know why, that the first instinct as a human being is to like reject those feelings and to push them away, and to try to fight them, or just move through the sadness as quickly as possible. But Rilke really encourages to kind of let that sadness settle into our heart, to accept it and let it be part of us, not to wallow at all, but sort of just that like sometimes these yin periods, or periods where we need to retreat more into our own space, where we need to process heavier feelings, that these feelings are here to help us develop, to prepare us for external shifts. That change often arrives in the form of an internal shift, which then later becomes an external shift. But there's that sort of like groundwork that needs to happen on an internal level. And I definitely feel that, again, with this priestess poster being here, that you may be doing small things on a physical level. You may be just like cleaning things up physically, but in a sense you're also cleaning out your mental space, or cleaning up your energetic field. There's this sacred alignment between the physical and the emotional and mental, and that what you do for your physical space and your physical body is also very aligned with the soul work that you're doing with your psyche. Yeah. Yeah, and so it's kind of also about accepting all experiences that come toward us, accepting them as part of our growth, as part of our soul's calling, and especially experiences that don't quite make sense right away, feelings that don't quite make sense, to not push them away, to have compassion for feelings of grief or despair or just being lost. And to simply work with those feelings in a very humble energy and wait and see what they have to teach us, because there is something to learn here with judgment, and it's very complicated, sometimes confusing, sometimes very hard to integrate on an intellectual level, but that like these feelings do belong to us and they're part of our soul's development and growth. Yeah, you got a complicated quote. I'm always like, sometimes I write quotes down and I'm like, these are gonna be hard when they come up in reading. So that's definitely, this is a beautiful reading though, I love it. God, I love it. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope that the messages were clear and resonant and useful to you in some way. Goodbye.